broke out in sweat. My whole face, my makeup was melting all down my chest. My dress was completely wet. I broke out into the sweat. And my son started falling out laughing. He was like, "Mom, okay, it's shooting." And I was like, "Shooting? What the freak?" He was like, "It's a gun range." So I'm looking up at everything, looking at the sign. I was like, "Oh my God, a gun range." So then my daughter was like, "Dream, why would you bring us to a gun range? We don't want to be at no gun range. What if something happened? What if a mistake happened? What if we get in the way?" Like sometimes I listen to music, but I ain't about that. I'm not about music, like I'm not gangster. I just don't have a gangster bone in my body. Period. I just don't. I'm too cute for that. Shoot, I got time to be acting like I'm gangster. No. Oh my God, this is about birthday dreams. Like, are you freaking kidding me? So me and my daughter was just staring at each other the whole time, like literally freaking out in our minds. God, I was sitting up there. I had really long nails on. My daughter had long nails on. We were sitting up there like two divas. Okay, I'm literate when it comes to guns. I'm just not. I'm not that. I'm not even going to be like I live that. I don't. I don't live that life. I don't try to have that life. I don't want that kind of life where I was steady trying to get the back. It was so hard with them freaking nails on. I was almost embarrassed even having nails on. I was like, oh my God. The teacher, he gave us a box of bullets apiece for my daughter, my son, and myself. And then we headed out towards the gun range. And I'm not going to get into like a whole bunch of detail because we are planning on doing a chit chat and it's going to be from everybody's perspective. I know me and Nadine's going to do a chit chat and then we're going to do another chit chat when Dream come home from his perspective because Dream literally hollered all the way home. He had tears coming out his eyes. He laughed so freaking hard. It was crazy. Oh my God. So we goes out to the gun range, and my son was like, "Mom, you don't have nothing to worry about. You're gonna do good." So then me and my daughter, we first walks in, and I realized that I'm allergic to bees, literally. And I don't know if being allergic to bees and being allergic to and wasps is like in the same running in the same. I know like when I see a bee, I get so afraid, but when I see a wasp, I get even more terrifying. And when we walk into the beginning of the gun range, when I tell you it was wasps everywhere, everywhere. It was not just flying in one area. They was flying around the whole freaking thing. And the first thing me and my daughters did start holding on to each other and was like, Dream. My daughter was like, Dream. Mommy's allergic to bees. And he was like, it's going to be okay. One thing about the walls, they're more afraid of you than you're afraid of them. If you don't send off the senses that you're afraid, you don't have nothing to worry about. And I was like, okay, how the freak I'm gonna do that? Because right now I'm freaking scared to freaking death. And Dream was like, Mom, you're gonna have to stay calm. You're gonna have to stay calm. So we started walking towards where you get to sit down so that you can start loading your gun and getting yourself prepared to go up to start shooting. And the wasps was just flying all around. And the whole time I was praying, please don't let me bump into a wasp. Don't let me like get in a space and they're like, you know better. I'm like, oh no, I didn't mean to be in your space. I didn't want to be in that position where I done ran into a wasp and now it feels like it needs to attack me. So I walked really slow to the table. I finally made it to the table and we sat down. And the wasps, they still was flying all around us. And it was a couple of people there having conversation, and stuff like that, talking while, we were sitting there pulling out the bullets so that we can prepare to put them inside of the gun. So my son went up there with Nadine first, and I can't tell you Nadine's experience. I can tell you that when she got back, she just looked it fluttered. She looked like she was just trying to stay. It looked like my son had told her that she need to look like positive, because if my daughter would have came back like really like dramatized, I think there's no way I would have done it. So when she came back, I was waiting for her to tell me, "No, mom, don't worry about it. You don't need to do it. It's not for us. We're not gonna do it. You don't need to learn." But when she came back, she was like, "Okay, it's your turn. You can do it." And I was just like, oh my God, I was so freaking, when I tell you, I was so freaking scared. I was scared out my mind. I walk so slow. I already walk slow. But when Dream was walking with me, he was like, why is it taking us so long to get to the point where we need to be? Because I was walking so slow. You would have thought I was getting married, because it was like, I just was not trying to hear it. So I'm going to use this pretty glitter right here, the purple one. So my son said, I'm going to shoot first. And I want you to watch the way my arm is, how my elbow is, how I lock my elbow, everything that I do. And I want you to do the same thing. And I was like, okay. My son shot off a couple of rounds. And the whole time I was standing there, I was like, oh my God. I literally was trying to build myself up. I kept on trying to think about, like, if I was in a position and I had to do this, am I going to be able to do it? I'm going to try the new Ardell Twin Pack eyelashes. These are really simple and thin and not as dramatic as I normally wear. Cut them down just a little. So once we finally made it up to where I was going to be shooting at, we all had our own, I guess, I'm going to say poster because I don't know what it was. But anyway, it's a big piece of paper that you shoot at, and it's got like, it looked like a silhouette person. That's what it looked like. And it tell you like it got all of the stuff numbered, and then you got an X in the middle. Your main goal is to try to hit the X. So my son gave me the gun, and when he gave me the gun, in my mind I was like, I got this, I got this, I got this, hon, I got this. My son put the gun in my hand, right? And I was like this. And he said, lock your elbows, lock your elbows. I locked my elbows. And he was like, okay, when you ready, just pull the trigger. So I was like this. And the whole time I was like this. And my son was like, Mom, calm the freak down. And I was like, okay, I got it, I got it. And then all of a sudden, I broke out in this sweat. When I tell you I broke out in sweat, my whole face, my makeup was melting all down my chest. My dress was completely wet. I broke out into the sweat. I have never broke out into a sweat like that in my entire life. My whole freaking body was wet. It was like literally maybe about 2 minutes later, and my son was like, okay, come on, Mom, pull the trigger, pull the trigger. And I was so scared. I finally was like, so I was waiting for, like, when I pulled the trigger, I was going to hear like this big boom. So I braced myself for it. And I pulled the trigger, and it was like a little click. And then I did it again, and it was like a little click. And I was like, okay, it ain't working. Nothing. It's not working. It's not meant for me. Hallelujah. Yes, yes. I'm going to go sit my butt down. This is not for me. My son was like, Mom, it was no bullets in it. It was just a test run. I turned into a little kid. I was like, oh my God, Dream, I can't do this. I can't. I'm not cut out for this. He's like, Mom, you made for this. You can do this. You can do this. So then my son, he loaded up the gun with the bullets, and I watched him. It was like slow motion the whole time. I was praying that I wake up. I was really hoping that I was dreaming. Below because of the glitter. So then I finally got the bullets. My son finally got the bullets inside my gun. And I was like, okay, I broke out in a terrible sweat. Like, I got to get it together. So I stood there and I took 2, 3 good breaths. you got like this little tiny it's like a little square piece. It's real tiny, and then you got two little square pieces at the end, and you gotta look between those two little square pieces to the little piece, and you gotta focus on the little piece, and then kind of get your vision of where you want to shoot at. So I looked through the gun, which is like this, and my son kept saying, "Mom, focus on the X. Focus on the X." And he was like, "Don't worry, it's not easy to try to get like close to the torso or the X in the beginning. You have to have a lot of practice." And he said, "But as long as you focus, it don't matter where you hit the paper. It's gonna be okay." It was like this. Boom. I was like, click, and jerk back a little bit, and then I was like, click, jerk back a little bit, and then I would click, and then I had to click, 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 because I had like 10 rounds in here. And let me tell you, my first 2 rounds, I hit both X's. I hit the X. My son was like, "Dang, Mom, oh my God." He freaked out. He could not believe I hit the X dead in the middle of the X, not at the bottom of the X, not around the X, dead smack in the middle. I hit it twice in the middle. And then the next one was I hit 2, and I hit 3 of them in a 9. I hit 2 of them in an 8, and then I hit 1 directly straight in the middle of the head, and directly in the middle of the head. And then my son was like, "Okay, Mom, you're a savage." He was like, "Oh my God, Mom, you're a natural born shooter." I was like, "No, I'm not." He said, "Yes, you is." I was like, "No, I'm not." He was like, "Oh my God." So then we went to go tell my daughter how good I did. I didn't say anything. My son said, "Mommy hit the X twice. She hit the 9 like 3 or 4 times, the 8 like 2 times, and then she hit 1 directly in the middle of the head." And the daughter was like, "Dang, Mom, how in the world you do that?" I was like, "I don't know. I just did it and it happened. I don't know why I was so good at it." That kind of scared me, because you would look at me, you wouldn't think that I would be good at shooting. I was like, "Oh my God, am I good at shooting?" No. So my son was like, "Well, how you feel?" I was like, "I don't know. I think I'm in shock. Like, I'm literally like just still shocked that I'm at a gun range for my birthday." And my son just fell out. He fell out laughing so hard. He was like, "Oh my God." My daughter was like, "Mom, you soaking wet." I was like, "Yeah, all my clothes are wet. Everything is wet. I think my nerves got the best of me." I apologize if y'all hear my stomach and I forget to edit it out. I haven't eaten anything. I've been wanting to save all the room in my stomach for my cake. So now we're going to take this twist out. I'm going to make myself a little fro. I try to put very little moisturizer in it so that it could be as frizzy as possible. I want it to be big, frizzy, and just naturally the way my hair naturally is, because I love my freaking hair, and I just want it to be happy. I want my hair to be happy that I love it the way it is. And then right after I finish getting my hair loose, we're going to go ahead and finish off the look with the lipstick. So then when we went to close out from the gun range, they was checking to see how everybody did, and they were just so shocked that I did so well, even with my nails on. And they was like, wow. And I think I still was in shock, like I couldn't believe it. So then, me and my daughter, like we wasn't in the mood to do anything else after that. We just wanted to go home and kind of get in the bed and kind of just get out today. Like we just wanted to get out today. Like that was so shocking for us. So then the next day, that night, we going to bed, right? And my son coming in, he's like, "You okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm okay. It's a dream. I'm okay. But you gotta tell me when you're doing stuff like that. Like that really scared me. I don't know if you hear the bag rattling like far away. My daughter came and got the corn chips. It's like, Mom, when you gonna eat that cake? I'm about to eat it in a few minutes." So yeah, the cake is gonna be added to the story time. And then he said, "Okay, well, I'm glad you're okay, Mom." He said, "Well, get you some rest because we're leaving again out in the morning about 5 or 6 o'clock again in the morning." I literally had no excitement in my body. I was just like, oh my gosh. So me and Nadine start looking at each other, and I start praying for us, sending us out love and light, because I didn't know if we was going to be able to handle what my son had surprised for us again the next day, which was, you already know, we found out that we was freaking going canoeing, okay? I still got twists in the bag. Okay, so I think I got my afro. I think I need a little bit more puff in the back, but it's gonna do. It's got that. Okay. So now let's go ahead and add the lipstick. It's LA Metallic purple lipstick today. I look eccentric? It's pretty. I'm gonna let that dry a second. But I hope that you enjoy story time, and we're gonna continue taking up this story when I open up the cake. And plus, I got a box. Yes. I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. As soon as I eat my first slice of cake, we're gonna open up and see what the freak is in the box from freaking my girl. Okay. Okay, I'm loving my little afro. It's cute. Okay, this is the finished look. I truly, truly hope that you're enjoying story time. I know it's been a while, but you deserve this, definitely. And I had fun telling you the story, plus putting on my makeup. I know it took forever, but that's what happens when you're running your mouth, rambling and doing chit chat and story time. It take a long time. It do. Okay, make sure you come back for the next part, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me get my thumbnail.
Again, starting all over again.
Hey
It's gonna
y'all.
be tough.
Yeah.
Oh, not